Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you all today. Welcome to our demo of the CTERA Intelligent Data Platform and how it has become the data fabric of global enterprise. My name is Kyle Edsall, and I purchased CTERA for my media agency in 2019. I am now Technical Product Marketing Manager here at CTERA, and it's my pleasure to talk about how we got here and take you for a tour. Enterprise once relied on legacy NAS to store and present data at each site. This created silos that were costly to grow, hard to secure, and nearly impossible to scale. Collaboration suffered, compliance was a struggle, and IT teams were left managing complexity instead of enabling innovation. The cloud promised transformation with unlimited scale, global reach, and built-in resilience. But cloud-only storage came with new challenges: latency, bandwidth, and user expectations shaped by the speed of local storage. Transformation had to deliver better, not worse experiences. Modernization is no longer optional. It's a business imperative. File services must support a hybrid workforce, adapt to evolving risks, and deliver the agility enterprises need to stay competitive. CTERA makes choice a reality. Adopt the cloud of your preference, remain fully on-prem, or blend both in a dynamic hybrid model. The CTERA Intelligent Data Platform consolidates management into one single pane of glass, eliminates per-site scaling costs, and integrates security and governance at every step. The use cases that benefit from this edge-to-core architecture are countless. Any workflows that need multi-site synchronization, continuous backup, and flexible architecture see massive gains in agility and capability. With the CTERA Intelligent Data Platform, the CTERA portal becomes the centralized core of the data estate through the CTERA Global File System. It synchronizes data across modern NAS replacement CTERA edge filers or Windows and Mac endpoints or even mobile devices. Let's take a look under the hood together. The CTERA portal, which is the core of our edge-to-core model, is multi-tenant, supporting distinct tenant portals that offer secure data separation between different organizations, departments, or even regions. CTERA supports all major object storage providers like Azure Blob, which can be set up to best suit organizational requirements like data sovereignty, compliance, or even cost-conscious data tiering. At each site, replacing legacy NAS devices, we have the CTERA Edge Filer, each equipped with an array of essential features and informational dashboards. CTERA Edge Filers present data over SMB or NFS to users through definable shares, as you can see being set up here. Through the power of caching, only the data that needs to be hot and local will be, saving the costs and headaches of local storage provisioning. The entire global namespace can be made available on a device with only a fraction of the storage required. Files are downloaded dynamically when accessed and subsequently evicted when it is algorithmically declared cold without any interruption to the user experience. Shares can be common between edge filers, which means someone uploading files in New York see their files instantly synchronized with the portal, and offices in Chennai and Beijing see the updated files almost instantly. As remote sites edit individual files, those changed blocks synchronize with the portal and show up as the latest file to each edge site. Here you can see a text file originally uploaded in New York get edited in Chennai, then again in Beijing, then opened again in New York containing all the collaborative edits. Access isn't limited to SMB and NFS through a CTERA Edge Filer. The global file system can also be accessed through the Drive Connect app that you see here on Windows, or here on Mac with full ACL and caching support. Access can even be through our elegant web interface that provides a comprehensive feature set for sharing and co-authoring. With AI-powered CTERA Ransom Protect, shut down attacks at their source without interrupting other users. Honeypot can also be enabled to thwart data exfiltration attempts. As seen here during this simulated ransomware attack, AI detects the attempt to encrypt files and immediately revokes access of the affected user without any interruption to others. Administrators are alerted, and they can see exactly which files have been affected to begin remediation. Recovering files or directories is a snap for users and administrators alike via the portal web interface. Restorations can also be restored from the familiar Previous Versions tab in Windows Explorer. With centralized synchronization, all of your versions are safe and immutable. The next layer of our data fabric is CTERA Insight, our metrics and analytics dashboarding platform. Administrators can be presented with an array of invaluable graphing showing data usage and growth over time. Use it for macro planning or zoom into individual details for specific investigations. SMB audit logging for individual CTERA Edge filers can be searched or downloaded from a single interface with extensive filtering available. Preset weekly and monthly analytics views can be accessed, and any dashboard can be exported in PDF or PNG formats for your reporting. CTERA completes the data fabric with advanced AI readiness technologies. With CTERA MCP, your AI assistants can now read, summarize, manage, and even create files, all through natural language and while maintaining enterprise-grade security, access control, and auditing. Starting in the CTERA Portal Admin interface, you can see that enabling our built-in MCP server is as simple as flipping a switch. It's built right into the platform. No extra software or configuration is needed. Next, I'll connect to Claude. I've already set up Claude with my organization's context, so it knows where I work. That's something you can configure once in the Claude settings. Now let's start by asking Claude to look in my competitive folder. And as you can see, it's now directly interacting with my CTERA global file system. Now I want Claude to help me with some actual work, so I ask, based on the insights in that folder, what should we focus on for 2025? Then create a new file in this folder called Insights 2025 with strategic recommendations. Claude reads the files, generates a new strategic document, and saves it right back into the same folder, just like your own private research assistant. Next, I want to share these files with my boss. So I asked Claude to draft an email I can send and to create a public link to the Insights 2025 file that expires in 10 days. The draft is ready for me to copy. The link is created. And when we check the link, it works perfectly. That's the power of MCP running inside CTERA. AI interacting directly with your files, securely and intelligently. No middle layers, no copying of data. CTERA Data Intelligence transforms scattered, unstructured information into secure, unified, and AI-ready datasets. CTERA Data Intelligence provides two user interfaces, an admin interface and a chat interface for end users. During this presentation, I'll switch back and forth between them as we take on the persona of CTERA's illustrious CTO, Aaron Brand. Let's start with Data Intelligence Admin Interface. This is where we take messy, scattered content and transform it into clean, connected, and compliant data sets, the fuel for trustworthy human and AI collaboration. In this demo, you'll see how those data sets become the foundation for our virtual employees or experts, which act like subject matter specialists embedded right into your business. The experts I'm about to show are just examples. You can create your own to match your organization's unique needs and workflows. Here are the AI agents our virtual employees have set up for today's demo. Under My Experts, we can see Paralegal, News Analyst, and Lab Assistant. Now I'll switch to Shared with Me, where you can see the Navy Maintenance Officer expert. Each expert is linked to one or more curated datasets that define its knowledge base, an LLM choice that determines its intelligence, speed, and cost, a prompt that guides its role and communication style, and one or more MCP tools that allow it to take action beyond just answering questions. Importantly, employees can create their own experts and share them with others, all without any software engineering skills. Now let's go to the data sources view. Every expert you just saw is built on curated datasets that go through our pipeline. We can pull data from the CTERA global file system, but that's not the only source. We can also connect to non-CTERA systems such as file shares, object storage, or SaaS platforms like Salesforce and Confluence. For each source, we define one or more datasets, selecting exactly the data we need. That content is converted into a unified text format and indexed for both keyword and semantic search. Finally, we enrich it with metadata and classification, ready for intelligent use. Now let's see the paralegal expert in action. We'll switch to the chat interface and ask, do we have petroleum contracts? The system quickly finds several relevant contracts. Next, we'll ask it to perform a comprehensive comparison of the three contracts in the table. Notice how the system runs multiple searches, retrieves the necessary data, and composes a high-quality comparison report, all automatically. Let's move on to the news analyst expert. CTERA Data Intelligence integrates with your corporate Active Directory so it understands employee roles and groups. To demonstrate this, we've built a news analyst expert designed to monitor news relevant to the user's role. This expert uses an MCP tool, and since we've already covered MCP in our previous demo, I'll just note that it's here being used to connect the expert with external information sources. Specifically, we've deployed an MCP URL fetcher tool, which allows the agent to securely retrieve and summarize live web content. You can easily deploy any MCP server into CTERA Data Intelligence to extend your agents with new capabilities. Now we'll open the News Analyst Expert. This sample agent reads RSS feeds, filters articles for relevance, and summarizes the results. We'll switch to the chat interface and paste in the RSS feed directly from Berkeley AI Research blog. I've instructed the agent to interpret the news and provide commentary based on my job role. The expert recognizes that my role is CTO, and now it's reading all the relevant articles, producing a personalized digest tailored to me, complete with strategic insights. Imagine having a clever analyst constantly scanning the news and alerting you to what's important for your job. And again, this is just one small example. You can create experts tuned to any type of information flow that matters to you and your organization. Now let's switch to Microsoft Teams. I want to show you that these experts aren't limited to the chat interface, they're accessible wherever your employees work. If you already have an AI assistant, that's fine. You don't have to replace it. Your employees can keep using familiar environments while CTERA Data Intelligence experts work right alongside them. These virtual employees integrate with Teams, Copilot, Azure OpenAI, Claude, Cursor, and can be easily embedded into any AI application or workflow through our built-in MCP server interface. Before we wrap up, let's take a look at how CTERA Data Intelligence can also shine in industrial, production, or military maintenance settings, where organizations often have mountains of historical manuals and technical data in scan formats that traditional OCR can't handle very well. CTERA Data Intelligence uses vision language models for advanced OCR, turning even the most complex scans into structured, searchable content. For this example, we're using a set of very old Navy manuals, some dating back to the 1960s. Now let's use the Navy Maintenance Officer Expert. Here's the scenario. I'll paste in a mission debrief for an H-23C helicopter flight. The pilot reported that the engine speed peaked at 3,500 RPM, exceeding the prescribed operational limits. Let's see if our virtual maintenance officer can determine the correct procedure for post-flight maintenance. And there it is, a complete, verifiable course of action backed by citations from the original source documents. Think about the time saved and the safety improvements when you don't have to dig through decades of dense technical manuals. That's data intelligence for maintenance. Everything you've seen here, ingestion, file format unification, guardrails, retrieval, expert creation, and the MCP integration, would typically take months and multiple vendors to build and tune in a custom RAG or retrieval augmented generation stack. With CTERA Data Intelligence, you get all of this out of the box so you can focus on creating agents that deliver real business value. All of this is incredible, but change can seem daunting and disruptive. Well, change can be easy. Let's demonstrate how with CTERA Migrate. With CTERA Migrate built into every CTERA Edge filer, your data can be carefully copied into the CTERA global file system while maintaining all of your existing permission and share structures. This comes with comprehensive reporting and even supports features like throttling and scheduling as not to interfere with business hours. With support for Microsoft DFS, cutovers can be completely transparent to the user. From isolated silos to a unified global file system to AI-ready intelligence, CTERA has redefined enterprise file services. The journey ahead is about freedom from lock-in, resilience against threats, and agility to embrace the future. Thank you so much for joining me today, and please check out our booth or CTERA.com to get started on your modernization journey today.